Hey everyone, Amari Records here, and today is a biblical day. Kendrick decided to bless us all. King Kendrick dropped an album, and oh my god, we have to talk about this album. Nobody on the face of this planet was expecting it. I don't care what you say. No one predicted this Kendrick album coming out today. Everyone thought it was going to be in 2025. There was no warning, absolutely nothing. And what's funny is I actually woke up just unexpectedly at 4 a.m. because it's been so hot and I was just like sweating and needed to go get water. And 4 a.m. is the exact time that Kendrick announced the album and dropped it and everything. And I didn't check my phone, which is probably a good thing because if I saw that Kendrick had dropped at 4 a.m., I would not have gone to sleep. So I ended up sleeping in a few more hours. I wake up and I'm just like about to faint because I cannot believe that Kendrick dropped. Anyway, what do I think? Well, let's just fucking cut the bullshit. This is my album of the year and I'm barely 3 listens deep. This is incredible. It is a switch of pace for Kendrick. And before anybody tells me that this album is not thematic, that's exactly what we're about to talk about. Because across my listens, I've noticed a couple motifs and they actually tie into a larger theme, and that larger theme in the album is greatness and earning greatness. And let me explain. So the first motif that I've noticed is Dayra Barrera singing, and the translations, it's the Spanish singing, as I'm sure you heard on the album, and the translations are, "I feel your presence here last night and we start to cry." And she also says, "That reflects in your gaze the night you and me." Now, at first I was kind of stumped as to what these lyrics relate to in terms of the album, but then it got to thinking, and of all the songs on the album, I feel like these lines are most connected to Reincarnated, especially with the mention of feeling someone's presence and breaking down crying as a result of this. It makes me assume it's connected to Tupac, and as we all know, Reincarnated, which is one of the best songs of the year, not just on the album, of the entire fucking year, that song we see Kendrick embody Pac in his flow and his delivery, and even the beat, which samples a Tupac song. But the reason I think that these lines connect to Tupac is because Kendrick literally channels Tupac and his energy, literally feeling his presence by embodying these characteristics of him musically. And it's not only that, but I feel like Tupac's presence is also present in Kendrick through Kendrick's ambitions and actions in putting on the West Coast and everything he's doing to elevate them this year, and through the pop out and even through the features on the album, which, by the way, I thought that was so fucking cool. How Kendrick, he could have got anyone on this album, but he decided to promote these like lesser known West Coast artists. Thought Dottie Six did great on the album. I thought Hitter J did great on the album. AZ Chike, I love seeing him here. I loved his contribution to Blue Lips, so I was happy to see him on here. And obviously SZA, even though she's not one of the like lesser known artists by a long shot, but she killed both of her performances on the album. Anyway, back to the motifs of what I've noticed. The second motif that I found on the album is actually Nas. The first time Nas is mentioned is on Whacked Out Murals, where he's mentioned by name as the only person to congratulate Kendrick. The second time is on Man at the Garden, which isn't verbally alluded to, but the beat is eerily similar to One Mic. Go back and listen to them side by side and you'll see what I mean if you haven't picked up on that already. And the third time comes on Gloria, which coincidentally is a conceptual track very similar to Nas's works with songs like Beef or I Gave You Power, where Nas personifies these like non-living things such as beef or a gun, and Kendrick on Gloria is personifying his pen as his woman. So conceptually they're very similar, but what's most interesting is that SZA even mentions I Gave You Power in her little interlude on Gloria, where she says, "I bring the blessings, I gave you power." Now, I'm pointing these two allusions out because Nas and Tupac are both considered some of the greatest of all time by many people, including Kendrick, with Kendrick even having Tupac in his top 5, with another person who we're going to talk about in a second, who is also subtly alluded to. We're about to get to it. And we've seen what Nas and Tupac have done to earn their title as some of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time. The same way that Kendrick alludes to himself having earned the title of the GOAT in this current climate. Not only that, but obviously Reincarnated is very Pac-esque, but his final verse, where it's an argument with God, I need you to go back and listen, because there is clear inspiration from Eminem's My Darling and Guilty Conscience with the argumentative nature, and DMX's Damien. And what's funny is Tupac, Nas, Eminem, and DMX are all some of the most influential people to Kendrick, with Kendrick crediting Eminem as giving him clarity in his writing, and DMX being the person who first inspired Kendrick to write his first raps. And the allusions to all four of them, who are considered GOATs, not just by Kendrick, but by majority of people, have these four in their top 5, top 10, whatever. It shows that Kendrick feels he's in their company and not the company of the current climate of rappers in the industry today, because they've got old ass flows trying to convince Kendrick that they're our favorites. I just had to slot in a couple words into that line from Whacked Out Murals. But yeah, so there is definitely a theme of greatness achieving greatness, and Kendrick assuming that role of the GOAT. And obviously there's definitely a lot more stuff that I haven't caught yet. I don't think a lot of people have caught yet, because the album hasn't even been out 24 hours. But yeah, that's what I've noticed on my few listens. Some standout tracks for me are obviously Reincarnated. Gloria was incredible. It could be my favorite song of the year. Obviously Squabble Up, absolute banger. High energy, just that braggadocious Kendrick that we all love. The writing, flawless, and the production as well. It's quite the change of pace compared to what we're normally used to on Kendrick albums, but that is not a bad thing at all. This is exactly what he needed after the year he's had. The West Coast are up, there is no doubt about it, and this album just feels like a celebration for what has been 2024, the year of the West Coast. Anyway, that's my first thoughts on the album. I'm obviously going to go back and listen a lot more, probably fucking for the rest of my life, and I know I'm going to be catching something new with every listen. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. I got another one which I actually started making before this one, so that'll be out very soon. And yeah, that's about it. See ya. Bye.